All right, today we're going to crack open a text that's, believe it or not, over 2,500 years old. But what's incredible is how much it speaks to our lives right now. We're talking about the Satipaṭṭhāna Sutta, the Discourse on the Establishment of Mindfulness.
So let me ask you something. Does your mind ever feel like a web browser with just way too many tabs open? Yeah, you're not alone. It's that constant buzz, right? Notifications, deadlines, worries. It can be totally overwhelming. But what if I told you there's a blueprint, an ancient one, for cutting right through all that noise?
Well, that's the powerful promise right from the opening lines of this text. And look, it's not offering some kind of magical cure. It's something much, much more profound. A direct path. A practical, hands-on method for finding real clarity in the middle of all the chaos. So, okay, let's dive in and see what that looks like.
So the sutta kicks things off with this really specific Pali phrase, ekayano mago. This basically means a direct path or a single path. The idea is that this isn't some winding, confusing journey with a bunch of dead ends and detours. No, it's one clear, focused method for actually training your mind.
So what is this path? It's called Satipaṭṭhāna, and the name itself is the key. Let's break it down. Sati, that means mindfulness, or just awareness. And Upatana means establishment or foundation. So we're literally talking about building the foundations of mindfulness. It's all about learning to pay attention to your own experience right here and now without letting it sweep you away.
And this is where the genius of the structure really comes in. The text lays out this incredibly clear, step-by-step training program, and it's built on 4 core pillars, or what it calls the 4 foundations. We're going to explore each one: the body, our feelings, the mind itself, and then the patterns that run through it. So think of this as our roadmap for the rest of our time together.
Okay, let's jump into that first foundation. The whole practice starts with the most concrete, tangible thing we have, our body. It's like the anchor for our awareness. I mean, think about it. It's always present, always right here in the now. And the practice? It's simply to observe it.
And the sutta is incredibly detailed about this. This isn't just about sitting still and watching your breath, though that's definitely a part of it, right? Knowing I'm breathing in a long breath or now a short breath. But it goes way beyond that. It's about knowing your posture. I am sitting, I am walking. It even gets into everyday stuff like eating or talking. The text uses this great analogy of a skilled lathe turner who knows every single movement of their tool, just instinctively. That's the kind of simple, direct awareness we're talking about here.
All right, so from the physical body, we move to the next layer. This one's a little more subtle, feelings, or what the text calls Vedana. And this isn't about complex emotions, not yet. This is about the raw sensations that are constantly arising. Think of it like the basic flavor of our experience, before we start adding all these complicated stories on top.
And the instruction here is just beautifully simple. When a pleasant feeling, or sukham, shows up, the practice is just to acknowledge it. Ah, there's a pleasant feeling. That's it. Same for an unpleasant one, dukkham. An unpleasant feeling is here. The whole key, and this is crucial, is that you're not judging it. You're not trying to desperately cling to the good feeling or shove away the bad one. You're just observing what's actually there. Okay, next up, we turn our awareness inward to something even more subtle, the mind itself. The Pali word is chitta. And here's the twist. We're not looking at the content of our thoughts, like what we're thinking about. Instead, we're looking at the quality or the state of the mind doing the thinking. It's kind of like we're observing the observer.
So for example, if your mind is all over the place, restless and wandering, what the text calls vikittam, the practice is just to know it. Ah, the mind is scattered. No big deal. And if it's steady and focused, or samahitham, you just note that too. I love this analogy. It's like checking your internal weather forecast. Is it stormy in there? Is it calm, cloudy, clear? The goal isn't to force it to be sunny. It's just to see the weather for what it is.
And that brings us to the 4th and final foundation, observing dhammas. Now, this can be a kind of tricky concept to translate, but a good way to think of it is observing the fundamental patterns and qualities of our experience. It's not just what you're thinking, but how the mind itself operates. It's like we're finally getting a look at the source code.
So to make this super practical, the sutta points to some specific patterns that we should really watch out for. It zooms in on a set of 5 mental states that are notorious for clouding our judgment and blocking our clarity. In Pali, they're called the Panchasu Nivarenasu, or as they're more commonly known, the 5 hindrances.
And here they are, the usual suspects. Honestly, these are the classic culprits behind that whole too many browser tabs feeling we talked about. The practice is just to notice them. Is there sensory desire right now? You know, that constant little pull to check your phone or grab another snack? Is there ill will? That flash of frustration when you're stuck in traffic? You learn to spot sloth and torpor when you feel all heavy and unmotivated, or restlessness when your mind just will not settle down. And here's the magic. Just by noticing when these guys are present and when they're gone, you start to see your own mental habits, and they begin to lose their automatic grip on you.
So, okay, we've just walked through all 4 foundations: body, feelings, mind, and mental patterns, which is great, but what's the point? What's the end goal of all this observation? Why bother? Well, the text is actually crystal clear about this. The entire practice, the whole thing, is aimed at developing one core ability: yata bhutam pajanati. It's a fantastic phrase that means to know things as they truly are. It's about stripping away all our biases, our judgments, all the stories we tell ourselves, and just seeing experience directly, as it is. This is the purification that the sutta promised us right at the very beginning.
So, after laying out this incredibly profound and detailed path, the sutta makes a truly remarkable claim. I mean, a really bold one. It speaks to the power of this practice if you really dedicate yourself to it. And it even gives a time frame for results. 7 days. That's right. The text states that for someone who really undertakes this practice with diligence, a profound transformation of understanding can be expected in as little as 1 week. I mean, that's an absolutely incredible promise, and it really highlights just how powerful and direct this method is supposed to be.
And so all of this really leaves us with a final thought, right? This isn't just some dusty old philosophical text. It's a practical, user-friendly manual for the human mind. It's a 2,500-year-old invitation, handed directly to you. So the real question is, what could you discover about your own life, about your own mind, if you just decided to pay attention?